We are Trudy and Tony. We love to CrossFit, ride our electric bikes, and hike. We are hoping that someday we can visit some other countries again, but until then, we are loving taking road trips in our Ford Transit van. Many of you have asked about our Koolatron Cooler, so we decided to answer those questions and give you a review.
So the cooler we decided to go with was the Koolatron, and the model number is the P20. The reasons that we decided to go with this cooler was its size. It's 17 1/4 long by 8 3/4 wide, and then it stands 16 inches tall. The reason we like that is it was able to fit between the seats of the van and Trudy to access it real easy. Another reason we liked it was thermoelectric. Thermoelectric means that it's quiet running. It runs with a fan. There is no compressor like a refrigerator has. Very quiet cooler. It is a 12 volt, which means we're able to run it off the cigarette lighter of the van. And for all you techno geeks out there, it is a 48 watt with a 4 amp draw. So if you're going to run it off a SoGen or anything like that, you can calculate your run time and all that off your battery usage. Another good thing we liked about it is able to cool and heats. We have only used it really to cool with, but you are able to put things in it and keep it warm if that's what you want to do with it. Another thing we liked about it is the interior. It's 18 quarts or 17 liters. What that means really to most of you is it's able to hold about 24 cans of soda, 12 ounce cans of soda. It weighs less than 10 pounds, one handle to grab, easy transport, able to carry around and move around easily. And one of the best features that we really liked about it was it's iceless. No matter what you put in here, stays cold as long as you have it hooked up. Things don't get wet and soggy, so everything stays the way you put it in here.
Here is a tip when packing up the cooler. I always freeze a water bottle and then put it in there and then pack the other stuff around it. It tends to help keep things cooler from the start before it gets plugged in.
All right, we're putting it in our Koolatron thermoelectric cooler. It is 12 volt. We put it between our seats. It sits perfect between the seats, easy for Trudy to get to. The one thing to remember if you have one of these is make sure you plug it in the right way. The blue to the blue, or the blue to the arrow at least, because I plugged it in the wrong way and we ended up heating up our drinks because it does heat also. Normally when we travel, we try to stay at a Marriott Residence Inn because most times we have a refrigerator, we're able to cook with a microwave and things like that. But if we do stay in a hotel that doesn't have a refrigerator, we bring in the Koolatron Cooler. I have a power block that I picked up on Amazon that I use, and it's simple to use. You just simply plug in a cigarette lighter, which is the same kind of cable that we use in the van. Same hookup to the cooler. The biggest thing to remember is there's a blue side, which is cool, and a red side, which is red, which I said before, I plugged it in the wrong way. And all you do is hook it up, plug it in, and we now have a way to keep our things cold. So when we get to where we're going to go, either hiking or biking or whatever we're doing in the van, to keep the Koolatron running while we're out, not running off the house battery because our van shuts the batteries off after 15 minutes. I have a portable solar generator that I use that I hook the Koolatron into. I'll show you how that works a little bit. We're going to go over this another video. I'm going to go over the power supply here. If I turn it on, run our DC, and it'll tell me how long it'll run the cooler for. I think it'll run it for about 6 hours. It'll even out here in a minute. Yep, so we'll run about 6 hours, so that gives us plenty of time to be out and about, running around, doing whatever we have to do. 5 hours is going to run, and it keeps everything cold for us when we come back from our hikes. Everything's ice cold. Oh, that's good, nice and cold. So once again, the things that we really liked about the Koolatron is it's, number one, it's iceless. It's compact. It fits exactly what we need it to in between the seats. It is 12 volt. We can run it off any cigarette lighter. It's very lightweight, easy to transport, under 10 pounds unloaded. And the number one thing was it had high ratings, and it was kind of inexpensive for what we wanted to try first. A couple things that we just, I guess you call them cons, they're not really cons, is to remember it is not a refrigerator. It's not going to start keeping things cold right away like a refrigerator will. You're not going to be able to carry, Trudy can't carry her ice cream around, and I would not rely on it to store meats for long periods of time. Other thing is sometimes it's hard to know that it's running because it is so quiet, and I guess that's not really a con, but the con for us is sometimes we don't know it's running. I wish it had a light on it that I can see an indicator light that it was on. Simple thing for that, we just hold our hand over the fan to make sure it's running. So other than that, we surely love our Koolatron. We highly recommend it. If you have any questions or comments about the Koolatron, please drop a note in the comments below.
The Koolatron Cooler is stat approved. You can order directly from Amazon for just over $100. If this video was helpful, give us a thumbs up and take a second to like and subscribe to our channel.